Megan, I'll tell you one thing. It is getting cold out. What was the average temperature this morning?
This morning it was 30.
I know, like going out, putting gloves back on, jackets back on. You don't think about it. You know what I like about our new sponsor?
What's that?
They have a hot hydration beverage that you can use to get your salt and sodium and all that stuff without having to drink a cold drink after your workout.
This is very true. This is very true. So our sponsor for this episode is Element. If you haven't heard of them, they're a 0 sugar electrolyte drink mix. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of sodium, all the potassium, magnesium,
all the stuff,
all the electrolytes you need.
I've been using it. You've been using it. What do you think?
I love it. And the new hot drink that we're talking about comes in 3 flavors. It's the chocolate medley, as they call it. So it's chocolate mint, chocolate chai, and chocolate raspberry.
Okay, I know you. What's your favorite?
Chocolate chai.
I would go with chai as well.
It's really nice because a lot of times in the winter you forget to drink water because you don't feel as thirsty like you do in the summer. And so when you have a nice hot beverage, it's a perfect reminder to get your electrolytes and fluid in without much effort. So the exciting thing for our listeners is that you can get a free Element sample pack with any purchase if you use our link. And our link is drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Yeah. So go out and get yourself some Element, and we're going to continue drinking it.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you soon. Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about running and stuff.
Mostly heavy on the stuff.
It's double stuff, like an Oreo.
I still think the double stuff is too much stuff.
I agree with you. We should do a reader's poll about stuff.
Okay, let me write that because I forgot to do the reader poll last week, and then it was just a lame, the question that comes with the podcast. What did you think about this episode?
Oh, that's lame.
So I'm sorry.
Did we get feedback on the episode?
Barely. It was sad.
Meg, is that thing in your face?
Yeah, I can't believe you. I'm sorry. Before we started this podcast, we brought up a topic that Thomas and I were debating, and we have to just get through it right now because I found the image.
All right.
There's this iguana online, and apparently there's a little sign up that said, "I'm recovering from eye surgery." And they put like an eye patch on him, and then they stuck a googly eye on top of it as like a joke.
Yeah.
And Thomas is telling me this is not a real iguana.
Dude, that's such a Rainforest restaurant iguana right there.
You're saying that the iguana in the photo is fake altogether?
Yes, I'm saying that is a fake iguana.
Absolutely not. That's real.
That would be a Hollywood artist Oscar winner.
Dude,
right there.
Have you guys ever eaten at the Rainforest?
The eye is real.
What eye?
You have to watch it on YouTube to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, you got to save that.
I love that they use
image.
painter's tape.
Yeah.
That's
because
also.
they got to peel it off his face. You can't.
Come on, that's
that.
a.
Oh wait, you're saying they taped?
I'm saying someone went to that Rainforest cafe, slapped a piece of tape on it, put a googly eye on it, and said, "Hey, he's recovering from surgery." That can't be a real iguana.
Wait, so you think they actually put tape on the iguana's eye though?
They did. They said his keepers made him this patch with a googly eye on it. His name is Spike. Like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Robbie, look at it. It looks like a plastic.
No, I see it.
There's multiple photos of him.
Okay.
This is the one that was on the ground.
See, now that there's a modified version with his mouth open, smiling, I can see how that is real.
Let me see him.
AI could never generate such a thing.
Yeah. Like that's definitely. Okay, come on. That's definitely hanging in the Rainforest Cafe.
Sorry for those listening. This is really. Wish we could.
It was important though.
It's on the YouTube version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the point of the Rainforest Cafe? Was that a ecological thing? Like did they save the planet with that?
No, it was like a museum. It was like a kitschy, it was like Planet Hollywood.
But the whole point was there was an involvement in saving rainforests with it, right?
I think that
I don't think so.
You know how like some businesses are like 1% goes to charity.
Jaji.
No, they just wanted to make a good time for 10-year-olds.
Ooh, that should be the name of your next club.
A good time. Yeah.
Hey, we got a place that's a good time for 10-year-olds.
Feds definitely won't flag that one. I was thinking.
Google that.
I think we were always too poor to go to those restaurants. I was always so jealous because I felt like they had a pretty good gift shop there too, which that was out of the equation in any
did.
circumstance. But I'm always wondered if the food was any good.
It was equivalent to like Fridays, TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question, because Megan came from a family that took people to Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. How many times have you been there?
I just remember one pretty vividly, and it was for my birthday.
And
I
guess
think
what?
I was like 10.
Dude, you went to Rain for your birthday?
I know, like a real big deal.
Robbie, I'm going to blow your mind. You know what's there at the Rainforest Cafe? Rain sticks.
Oh, really? Just at every table?
No, at the gift shop.
That'd be awesome if you need to order, you just turn the rain stick over and someone showed up.
Well, you know, it would like fake
And it-
thunderstorm every 15 minutes.
Oh, that was the best part. And they'd shoot like the
Yeah.
steam out of the jungle.
Dude, that's such a good concept. Like,
It is.
That's
But do
crazy.
you really want to
Yeah.
be eating when they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Especially
do.
when you're 10. Like, that is amazing.
Someone that dressed like Fern Gully showing up to the table to take your order.
okay, that's a good question then. Today, if you're going to do a theme restaurant, regardless, you could have any theme you wanted.
Dude, you can't be putting this on me. Just
All right, you can have the
Without
episode to
thinking
think
about
about it,
it.
because I know it'll be in that second gear.
yeah.
But okay, second question for you. If you were upset because you knew that if you went to a Rainforest Cafe, you wouldn't be able to buy anything from the gift shop, and you'd be that kid staring at stuff, and other kids are going up to the cash register, and you're like, meh. So
Painting a real picture here.
would you rather have your parents had taken you to dinner at the
I
Rainforest
see.
Cafe, knowing that you couldn't have anything from the gift shop, or your parents don't take you for dinner there, but they let you go buy something from the gift shop?
Is this like, would you rather go to McDonald's and get the Happy Meal with a toy or just?
A burger and fries.
I think I would still want to go just to experience at least the
eat?
thunder. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Because you could experience the thunder without even eating there. You can just walk by.
Oh, really? It's like free smells.
Yeah.
Like
It's definitely like free smells.
that's cool. Well, maybe. I was
Do you
thinking
remember
maybe
how-
if we go on a trip somewhere and they still have one, then we could go.
I think they're gone.
Oh,
Do you
all
remember
of
how
them.
Kramer rebuilt the Merv Griffin show set?
Oh
With
yeah,
his-
yeah.
I could see you finding an old Rainforest place and getting all this stuff and
Dude, I bet you could.
rebuilding it.
I bet you could find a lot of that on eBay right now.
Yeah.
Good news. It appears there may still be some locations.
Ooh.
There has to be, kind of like how there's still one Blockbuster video left somewhere. Like there's one just hanging.
I'll bet you.
Guess where the first spot is? Atlantic City.
And guess what?
Of course.
Guess
of
what?
course.
Guess what's there?
Vegas.
You want to
What?
know something that's there?
Yeah,
An iguana with a piece of blue tape over its eye and a
Yeah.
googly eye.
I believe it. Atlantic City would be a place where that
Right.
happens.
That might be our closest option, though, that I'm seeing here.
Field trip, road trip.
I've been to Atlantic City in this time of year when it snowed like 12 inches once. Probably one of the most depressing experiences of my
I believe
life.
that.
Because it's depressing in good weather.
Yeah.
So you take that down to like bleak,
Yeah.
wind blowing off the ocean. Yeah.
Dude, it's so cold with that wind blowing off the ocean. My friend would always get comped rooms at the Tropicana because he's a degenerate gambler, but you would only get comped rooms the worst weekends of the year. So it'd be middle of January,
And you're
February.
like, I'm in.
I'd lose my $20 in the first 10 minutes and be like, well, I guess I had to walk around Atlantic City.
So you know how people like watching video games now? And we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's people who just like watching people gamble. Like if you could, I know you can't stream because you can't have cameras on the thing
I get a lot of those reels now or Facebook videos.
of people gambling.
Yeah.
How is that a thing?
Yeah, you can take video inside of casinos.
Oh, I didn't think you could.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So it'll be winning at the roulette table or
I mean, I know people do, what is it? Blackjack has like a tournament. People
Yeah.
watch that.
yeah, but I mean, so yeah, I get a lot of those videos of people placing big bets. I don't even know why, because I don't even gamble.
You know what you would have won big on this
Maybe that's
this
why.
past weekend if you had gambled?
What?
Chris Chavez going sub-3
Oh
at
yeah,
the Houston Marathon.
yeah. Wow, way to turn the podcast into
Yeah.
running
I
content.
know. I was thinking we're going way far out.
Also, wait,
That's
before
fair.
we go straight into that, there is a Rainforest Cafe in Tokyo. We missed out,
dude,
Now, that's
that would have
probably
been
a good one.
right?
Oh yeah,
They probably have like some Godzilla.
I would
in
have
there or
rather gone there than run the marathon. To be honest,
Let's go back just for that.
yeah.
Okay.
something. Robbie's coming back with pictures from the rainforest.
I highly recommend.
Would you rather go to the Rainforest Cafe or the actual rainforest?
Probably the cafe is probably a little bit safer,
Yeah.
but I don't know, food poisoning, maybe not.
Mm.
But poison dart frogs, food poisoning,
Could go either
pick
way.
your poison.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, is that like if you go, there's other like 6 rainforest cafes left so you can get your Abbott 6-star medal if you
There's a
visit
few
all
more
of
than
them?
that. There's like 12.
Okay.
So California, Texas, Florida,
It's
and
like-
then New Jersey.
It's
New
like the
York.
real rainforest. It's disappearing.
I wonder which one's going at a faster rate.
They should have thought about that. Like, hey,
You could have leveraged that into a
Yeah.
money-making opportunity. Anyways, all right. So yeah, Chris Chavez, Sidious Mag.
everybody had a good day because what were the temps, Meg?
They were pretty perfect. It was like 40, like low 40s. The real feel was in the high 30s.
Oh,
So it was a
man.
crisp day.
Wow.
All
Yeah.
3 of us have run Houston in some form or another. You both did the marathon. I've done the half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great course.
It is.
Oh yeah, for if you get the right temperatures, can't go wrong.
Yeah,
there.
you got a hot day. We got a warmish day, but it was
I
pretty
was
good.
recovering anyway, so
Yeah.
I was just happy that I finished with like my ankle still attached, or I forget what was bothering me at the time. Something was bothering me.
That was my first marathon. Ran in the Nike Pegasus 33.
Wow.
It was like 65 degrees with full humidity.
Mm.
So it wasn't.
You got the full experience.
It wasn't great,
Yeah. That
but it was sub 4, like 358. So
For a first one?
first marathon.
That's awesome.
Can't go wrong there.
yeah, that's solid.
The thing I like about it is you can just cruise in a straight line. Like there's some sections that are like 5 miles of just like
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. Real
Now,
nice.
I didn't do the full on. I was glad because I saw it was like the
It
split,
splits. Yeah.
and then it goes like up.
There's a little climb, but then you get it down right after that. So it's not so bad.
Okay.
But Chris ran a sub 3, which I know is like a big goal of his. And he ran it in the
He ran it in the New Balance.
SC Elite V4.
Yeah.
And he had the Alpha Fly 3.
Really?
I
Yeah.
find that very interesting.
He said he felt more comfortable. I mean, I'm paraphrasing from a third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I
And-
mean,
Mike Coe ran in the Evo 1
And he also PB'd.
that has a lot of other names that I didn't say.
Adios, Adi Zero,
No, Adidas.
No. Yeah.
Adidas, Adi Zero, Adios, Pro, Evo 1.
yes, that's correct. Good job.
Thank you.
That was a test.
Yes. Unlike the one that I got wrong with Megan the other day.
Saying super shoes instead of super trainers.
Stupid shoes.
Yeah. And one of our trail reviewers, Seth Epley, I didn't realize he was this fast.
Do you know what he ran in?
Yeah, I was gonna bring.
Okay, I'm
Hold
not
on.
going to say it.
Yeah, I know what he ran in.
Okay, you say it.
Well, I'm gonna say what happened to his shoes the night
know.
Oh,
before.
jeez, yeah.
So we needed someone to run the marathon in the Solomon S Lab Spectre.
Which I was already like, it shouldn't be him because the shoe is designed for somebody who's running 8-minute pace for the marathon
Yeah,
and above, and the dude can roll.
yeah, but conversely, if he is faster and gets a fast time, then it shows that it's also just
Right.
a great shoe.
Yeah, and turns out he proves another shoe is just a
Yeah.
great shoe.
So what happened was that the day before the race, I guess his mom was doing the ultimate, like mom doing her best move.
Ultimate mom move.
Yeah, and
Mom's got to calm down.
they're white shoes, so she thought she would throw them in the washing machine, which is questionable already. And,
The tennis sneakers are dirty.
but then, of course, the race was the next day, so you have to dry them. So she dried the shoes, and it split them in half, which is, I don't even know how.
It cracked the carbon plate. So whatever,
But it cracked not just the carbon plate, the whole midsole straight
Yeah.
through.
well, it probably shrank.
It was probably heat and then
So
yeah,
he-
yeah, it
here's-
shrank. Yeah.
Here's another reason not to throw your shoes in the dryer. And Robbie will continue this story in a moment, but
Mm-hmm.
we're going to give you the more you know. The glues on the shoes are what you have to be worried about
Mm-hmm.
with temperature. So it's not so much that people are always worried that like the foam will get hurt from higher temperatures. That's not it. It's the glue will separate. And the next thing you know, you'll have an upper in your hand or the tiny flap on the front of the shoe will be coming apart.
Yeah. And that's a crazy, because like you couldn't ask for a worse. split everything, all the plates.
Yeah.
All,
What
all
I'm
the
wondering is if
midsole.
it shrank and then it got to a point of tension where it just cracked.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, so that was his race day shoe for his
Also have to
goal
put
race.
that in the podcast.
Yeah. And he ended up having to switch it up in the last moments and went with the A6 Nova Blast 4 and ended up running a 247. I think his goal was a 250.
That's legit insane.
Like, whatever.
I mean,
Dude.
That just proves that kid's going to run fast in anything you put him in.
yeah.
Right,
It's like when we talk to certain
Right.
pros and they're like, oh, no, this shoe's great. And I'm like,
Not that the Nova Blast 4 isn't a great shoe, but it's like not what I would choose for a fast day.
Right. Well, for your goal race.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, exactly.
and I don't think anybody on the ASICS team would go, hey, you know what? We have access to all these shoes. Let's wear the Nova Blast 4.
Right. I mean, that's what the Metaspeed is there for, but that's all he had with him because he just had, I think,
Plus he was expecting to race in the
yeah.
other shoe.
As soon as I saw that, I could not stop hearing, Ma, the meatloaf. We want it now.
Oh, man. But so, anyways, I don't know. Is there any other efforts that were commendable?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Karen, speaking of
world
ASICS.
records and American records were
speaking
broken.
of ASICS, Karen killed it.
Yes, our girl Karen from A6 had a good day.
It was a PB, right?
Yeah. No, it was not.
Not quite a PB, but it was a great day. And it didn't. We had the Under Armour athlete.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Broke the was that was for the half.
Women's half record for
Yeah.
American half record.
Let's give her a shout out. Pull up the name. I swear I've seen her in Baltimore.
Kaladi.
Yeah, Kaladi. I swear I've seen her when we did the I don't know if it was when we were following.
If we did see her, it was for a very short time. I know that.
Well, no, it was at the start line
Oh, okay.
when we were doing the filming.
Yeah.
When we were following Jordan Troph's effort to do 3 in 3 days,
Uh-huh.
I think at the start, she was one of the Under Armour athletes at that start. If that wasn't it, I don't know
Okay.
why we were up at the start line. But
Well, I saw one of our other reviewers commented on the post on Sidious Mag and said, petition to make race bibs smaller. Yeah. Dude, that's a freaking poster.
Yeah.
Let me see
I
it.
feel like they're getting bigger too. Like
Like-
every year.
Yeah, you could definitely write a full will and testament on that thing. If
I gotta
had
tell
to.
you,
Look at that. That's craziness.
yeah, that's a full shirt.
And it's not even a good job. Like you can't even read what the top says.
Well, here's my thought.
Yeah, is that even a...
I think
Sorry,
that's
go
just
ahead,
the race
Thomas.
name.
We don't need bibs anymore. I think bibs are purely for the race directors to be able to see who's supposed to be there and who's not.
Well, it has your timing chip on it.
We're all carrying devices. We're all have
I mean,
GPS watches.
at least if it has your name, but the logo, no one cares about the... I can't tell it's the Houston Marathon.
That's what
I
I'm
can't-
saying.
you
Yeah.
can't read
Like,
that.
that's a terrible job.
And you can barely read her name.
Well, Kaladi's pretty clear right there.
From a distance, like if you're spectating.
Pina Colada.
Okay.
She might be.
No?
You know who keeps calling me? Jarrett. I haven't responded to him because I found out we got our bibs for a certain race. So Jarrett's probably going nuts.
Jarrett Weisberg. Do you think he got
He
a
just
secret
texted
email?
me, does Thomas have his phone?
Yeah, he's calling me. Tell him I'll call him in a little bit. I know what he wants to talk about. He's been doing this for like 3 hours now.
And
Also, Edna Kiplagat broke the Masters record in the half. She's 44 and ran
She
a 107.52.
crushed. That was
a
insane.
107?
Yeah.
Jeez.
She's 44 years old.
Yeah,
It's like
Wow.
crazy.
And then,
107, Robbie.
yeah, that's mind blowing. Man, so there's some, fast times there.
Yeah, it seemed like a good day all around for
Oh,
everyone.
I only saw one person who had a day that I think was disappointing. It was our friend Parker. But, that happens.
Yeah.
And not everyone can.
What was crazy to me is he was wearing the Saucony, the Elite.
The Endorphin,
Endorphin Elite?
Yeah.
The 4?
The green
No,
one.
the one.
Oh, the
just
Endorphin Elite. Sorry,
Yeah.
not the Endorphin Pro.
And I'm like, wow, last year was when he debuted that pretty much.
Yeah, 1 year ago, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like thinking 1 year ago, we were seeing the Alpha Fly 3 Proto at the start line of that one. I'm like, you think things move really fast and some stuff does, but it was kind of crazy to see. Like, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then interestingly, since I was on Sidious Mag stuff here,
Do you know what we're doing with Sidious Mag soon?
yeah, hold on. Ben Blankenship,
Mm-hmm.
he's doing a 100-miler.
Yeah, he's opting out of the marathon trials.
He's going to destroy that race.
Yeah.
Although it is in Pennsylvania, so the rocks are horrendous. So hopefully
Let's hope it doesn't destroy him.
yeah. That's crazy though. I mean, I wonder if you're going to start seeing some of the sub elites, or I guess elites, but not quite like top tens.
Like, he knew he wasn't going to the Olympics.
Right. So it's like, I wonder if you'll start seeing more of them as trail becomes bigger, jumping over to that. Because Walmsley's like a 2:16. When he ran the trials last time, I think he ran like a 2:16. Walmsley did.
So you think trail's getting bigger?
I mean, yeah.
It's funny because from talking to industry people, it's still such a small.
It's small, but it's
growing.
like,
Not fast, but I think it's growing.
I mean, yeah, it definitely is. That's why they're all making the trail shoes now are segmenting out the same way that road shoes did, where you used to have
Speed.
a trail shoe, maybe two kinds of trail shoes. Now you have, for every different terrain and every speed. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I still think it might be at this point. I wonder how financially viable it is for companies to stick with that. Like how aggressive. Like I think that road runners are finally getting to the point where they're saying, "Okay, I'd like a daily trainer. I'd like a race day shoe."
Yeah.
And to go to the trail shoes now, like you got to be pretty into trails and on the trails quite a bit that you'd be like, I need a race day in this, or even the different terrains. Like you're traveling for that. So it'd almost be like a one-use shoe.
Right.
But I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
a side comment.
it's getting bigger. That's not really, can't really argue with it. And whether it's obviously not to the extent of road running, but
because I feel like we've been saying it's getting bigger.
I mean, it just keeps getting bigger.
Okay,
it's not like it's definitely not shrinking. I mean, UTMB snatching up races for a reason. Like they're like local races and stuff.
Yeah.
And Corpcore is like a fashion, still very hot with fashion people.
That your boy Scott Jurek, that
The
Instagram feed, who is
handle.
not Scott Jurek, but
Yeah.
your boy Scott Jurek, he hits so often. Like,
Oh yeah,
like,
they're good.
he rarely has
He
a
really-
bad one. Like, there's some people that I'm like, okay, you had
Did
a
you
bad
like his
day.
Taylor Swift one?
I'm not sure I saw that one.
Oh.
I liked his Gorbcore one though, where he
Ultra Runner of the Year, Taylor Swift.
I like that. That's pretty good. But you brought up Sidious Mag. Before we talk about that, I'm going to say, hey, we've got our grit party coming up on January 27th. It's going to be a blast at Ministry Brewing. It's going to start at noon here in Baltimore, and it's going to be fun. You don't have to be participating in grit to come out. It's going to be ASIC shoe demos. There's going to be food, obviously beer from Ministry Brewing, and just a good hang. I mean, have we ever had a bad time at one of our parties?
I've had a bad time maybe like the next day.
But in memory, you're like, yeah, that was fun. That was worth
but
it.
at the party, no. It's
All right.
always been a good time.
So make it down for that. But even again, if you can't make it to that one and you happen to be in Orlando, we're teaming up with Sidious Mag and Hoka, and we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and do we have all the information on that yet?
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, City has posted all the details. We shared it. It's on Instagram. In terms of our shakeout run with them, which will be Friday evening at 6 p.m., we're also hosting another shakeout run Thursday evening at the Track Shack. Those details are to come, but we do know at some point, if you're hanging out with us, you'll probably end up with a pair of Gooders.
And very exciting. We're going to get, there's some surprise swag at both the events, but really exciting is you're going to get to try the new speed shoe from Hoka.
Oh, they're having samples of that shoe?
Yeah,
there?
that's the
first time you'll be able to try it is the Thursday evening shakeout run.
We're still not allowed to talk about it?
Can't say the name.
no. But have
But
you
can I
heard
say it? I
like CeeLo Green?
thought it was pretty rad.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll just say it's rad.
I thought you were going to talk about that music.
I've been wanting to run in it more but all our roads are covered in snow and ice and salt, and so my options are super limited.
I really hate this type of terrain, like where it's icy and really cold and kind of snowy and just trashy out. Like it's not like a nice powdery
garbage.
snow. It's garbage snow.
It is.
Well, thankfully somebody
You know what I did? I ran 14 miles in it last weekend.
last weekend
Last Saturday.
it was snow. Oh, was it laying on the ground though? I wasn't here.
No, we didn't have any snow last Saturday.
You just said you ran in
You just
it.
said you ran in it. Oh, the shoe. Dude, I thought you meant the snow.
did
I
I.
thought you were
So
talking about
did
the
I.
snow and the ice.
Couple of idiots.
I don't know. 2 against
yeah.
1.
Feel like you didn't
Yeah.
translate that
Feel
well.
free to turn that into
I said
real.
I ran in it last weekend.
Yeah, in it.
And we're talking about the shoe.
We were talking about snow.
All right, first check-in. We've made it 3 weeks into grit. I mean, you want to get to Sunday, but close enough. And I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're taking care of your body. I'm wondering, are you doing extra stuff to take care of yourself? Like, I personally really enjoy getting in a couple Epsom salt baths, and I'm making sure that I'm doing my stretches after I go for a run, like taking that extra time. It's really easy to skip that stuff, but I'm digging in deep and getting it done.
And it did actually snow last Sunday morning, I think, a little bit.
Okay,
Wait,
let me clarify for you.
Speaking of snow, do you know what I'm going to ask him?
No,
The cocaine question.
yeah.
Do you believe that all snowflakes are different?
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay, they say. Wait, you
I was
gotta
actually
preface
thinking
this.
about this the other day, like when it was snowing.
Okay, so I did this with
Were
the
we?
kids in the car. I'm like, my son said, "Hey, there's no two snowflakes that are exactly identical."
Yeah, I don't know that that's.
And I said,
Prove it.
Who's the one who has inspected all these snowflakes?
Yeah.
And he looked up, he Googled, which I'm proud of him for fighting, and he explained the science of how the crystals. I'm like, there are billions upon billions of snowflakes.
Yeah.
You're telling me that just in the randomness of the universe,
Mhm.
there's not two snowflakes that are identical?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the exact same thing. I guess if you go to like an atomic level or molecular level, then okay. But are you talking about the shape of them? Because yeah, I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well,
the shape.
I'll blow your mind if you want to get to the molecular level. All the water that's here on this planet has always been here, unless it came on a meteorite or something like that. But for the most part, in our lifetime, like Napoleon was drinking the same water that we're drinking.
Yeah.
He sailed on the same seas we sailed on. All this stuff, this ecosphere that we're in, it's been around for at least the last, like, I don't remember. Has there been a big meteorite that's hit us? in a while?
The one that Joe Dirt found.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, all the molecules that are up there in the clouds, they've been here a while.
Yeah, that's a dude. I was thinking about that in a way, the freshwater thing, because I was looking up the geography of this lake in Siberia or Russia. It's called Lake Baikal. Have you ever heard of it?
Is it the one that has like the frozen? It's so deep that there's layers in it that are. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 1.5 miles deep, and a friend of mine attempted to bike across it in the wintertime, except it was like one of those warm winters, and he almost died many times
Jeez.
and had to bail. But it holds 20% of
Imagine the Russians standing on the sidelines of that lake watching this guy try to run his bike.
the reason I thought about it was because he brought back, there's this nomadic tribes there, and they make slippers out of reindeer hair, not fur, just the hair. And I had them, but I've never worn them until this past week, and they fit. My Crocs are like a half size too big, so it all fits together like a puzzle.
So you put them inside the Crocs?
Yeah, dude, it's nice.
Think about
And
all the
imagine
things in the
reindeer
world
hair.
had to come together
Yeah.
to create that for you.
Yeah, and so it just kind of goes over your sock and just comes together real nice. But, anyways, that lake holds 20% of all the fresh water in the world. In one lake,
20%?
a fifth of all surface level fresh water. So obviously not underground, but
That's pretty
so yeah,
crazy.
if you count the fresh water from a well, that would be a different thing. But what's on top?
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever hear about how the amount of water that some of the dams hold back in China and other places where they have those crazy huge dams, like bigger than the Hoover Dam, that it could potentially, I think there's like a theory that it may have it's so much weight behind one dam that it can shift like the pole just a tiniest degree.
Damn.
So like, which could actually be a huge contributing factor to global warming if it just shifted even a 100th of a degree.
So you're saying,
and by the way, I don't know if this is completely factually correct. I know I just read about it as a theory.
that'd have to be a huge, I mean, have you seen, I like right now you can watch, someone did a graphic representation of how the moon affects the tide. And that one's pretty interesting and how it changes everything. But anyway, that's where we went way far off from the fact
We
that
sure did.
Yeah.
that
And I think it
there
was
was
my fault
no
with the
snow
snowflake
on the ground the day that I ran on that thing.
in the secret Hoka shoe.
Yes. And I enjoyed it. I did. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That's all I'll say.
But look, this is from Scientific American. The net water loss
Just American?
from underground reservoirs between 93 and 2010 is estimated to be more than 2 trillion tons. This has shifted the North Pole at 4 centimeters per year.
So you're saying buy real estate in Antarctica because sooner or later it'll be like
I mean, it matters.
4 centimeters closer.
Yeah. Anyways, so what are we talking about? Oh yeah, but anyway, since we were talking about the snow and running and stuff, have you been treadmilling it, or
I have
you been outside?
Well, up until I think
Monday.
Was Monday the first treadmill run I did? Or I might have done Sunday because
You did Sunday too.
Yeah, and that one I was just like, I don't feel like going outside. I was just like, I think we had celebrated some football games, and I was just like, I'm just gonna get this done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started on the treadmill, and then, I've been on it. Even my workout today, I did on the treadmill. Meg went outside, and I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, today.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the sidewalks are like I was just talking about, that like icy, snowy stuff. So it's just like it's not runnable. And so I ran in the streets the whole time, which the cars get really mad about because it's not fully plowed because you have the parked cars. So there's like some snow there. Yeah. So it was like a fiasco.
Oh, I did the same thing. So I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
I'm sure I didn't run as far as you, but it was.
I had speed workout today. There's no way I was going out because like you can't. There's no way you could get into a rhythm.
What do you do with your hands? Because like I don't think I would have gone out if I didn't have hand warmers.
So I was actually going to bring this up in the podcast because I feel like it's such an amazing deal that people need to know. But CARHARTT makes mittens. Have you ever seen those
For kittens?
Yeah, kit mittens.
Could you try again?
Oh.
How did that cause that?
You're squeezing your phone too hard.
I wasn't touching it.
Sorry, I was thinking Kitmans by Charlie Day.
Yeah.
So they have these cold weather mittens.
Cat's paws too cold.
And they're
making too much noise.
All right. And they're only $27 on Amazon. They're waterproof and insulated. And my hands today, which
Sweaty.
was 13 degrees with wind chill.
Yeah, real feels
Dude,
8.
By the end of 5 miles, I was taking them off because my hands were too hot and I had to cool my hands off.
No, dude, I had mittens and hand warmers inside of them.
You need to invest in these. Screw all the running mittens that are like $75. Just get the CARHARTT waterproof insulated mitt. Done. And you get to wear a CARHARTT thing even though you don't work on anything.
You know, I'd run with a hammer.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, didn't you find a bunch of engineer shit?
I did. Yeah. I thought, man, it's a snowy day. I'm not gonna be able to find anything on my run. Not true. I found I guess it's a draftsman's tools. It was like a
you had the draftsman, what do you call it? Compass.
Yeah.
And all
I
that
think
kind of
they're
stuff.
actually.
You had a triangle.
I think to replace them, it would cost a couple $100.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
So I'm gonna try to take it back to the Union where I think there's one near here.
Yeah, that bag looked like it was from 1970 though.
But man, this isn't. This is probably weird, but you know when you. So I opened it to check it out, and you get that smell, and it smells like actual like manual labor, like physical. Like you're like, dude, this was in a truck that like someone was doing work for decades.
Little oil, little dirt, little dust. Yeah.
I don't know. It reminds you, of your grandpa or something, like the tool shed or something.
Yeah, my grandpa,
Grandpa.
didn't do that stuff.
Okay. Anyways, but I was like, man, if I could bottle this up and sell it as a cologne.
You probably could. I remember the DKNY came out with a perfume at one point that was supposed to smell like gasoline.
I mean, gasoline does smell good.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, you smell like you've been working on a car all day. That should arouse somebody.
I mean, if you could just smell, I wonder if people who are addicted to huffing things, if that's like a way, it's like an NA beer for them, like that kind of cologne.
Speaking of way, I picked up
They just smell that all day.
a big thing of Athletic Brewing for you
I appreciate that.
for the party.
Thank you. I've been using that app. I haven't been consciously like, oh, I'm not drinking in January, but it is nice when you have like an app where you can streak on, where you're just like, oh, I'll
Do they have
check
one
in.
reverse wise?
See that? Yeah, reverse. Probably. I mean, you could just do it in your head if it's reverse.
Yeah.
Say this is how many days I actually drank. So it's a pretty good.
That's 2 weeks, bro.
That's a lot of yellows.
Oh wait,
So does it end your streak though if you have a drink? Because like then I would be like, F this app, because I'd have like
does.
3 days in a row and then I'd be like, no.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what killed me with, and I still use it, but Headspace, I was doing it every single day
Mm-hmm.
because it says you're on this streak.
Yeah.
And then something will happen. You're traveling or something, and you forget. And I had it up to like, it was some ridiculous number for me. It was like 315 days
Oh wow. That is a
of
streak.
meditation. And I got so mad because I missed a day. And I remember it was like when we were like traveling to New York. So it was like we got there, we went out, we did something, and I fell asleep. And I woke up in a panic because I was like, oh crap. And I looked at it and it was back down to 0.
And you quit?
I was like, fuck it.
You're done meditating?
I go back, but I'm not.
All that
I'm
work
not-
to be mindful.
I know. You ruined it. But the thing was, I still meditate, but it's not like, then I was like, I took time out of every day to like sit down
Uh-huh.
and meditate. Now I'm just like, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I'll meditate later.
Yeah, that is the downfall of streaks for sure. I thought about doing the streak thing, and then I did that 50K, and seven days into the new year, I was done.
Oh, you mean run streaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like thought you could do a mile a day for
Yeah.
pretty much ever.
Yeah.
I did the streak one time for running, and I just felt like it was detrimental to me. Like I was like, you're going out so what I was doing was basically my regular running.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the day that I'd normally take a rest day or something,
Yeah.
I go out and do a mile.
Right.
And I just was like, it was taking all the fun out of running for me. It just was like, oh, I gotta go do this 1 mile, and that mile would feel like, 6.
It's like you're chained to what's the Greek?
Are you talking Prometheus Bound is the one who got his liver pulled out every day. But
Oh.
then you had
That's probably also happens to some people. Depending how much you drink.
who's the guy who was pushing the rock up Sisyphus or rolling the rock uphill?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I can't
I'm
imagine.
not good with the Greek. There's too many of them.
Well, it gets confusing because there's Greek and then there's Roman.
Yeah.
And,
I can't imagine getting dressed in the winter to go out for 1 mile. That would kill me.
that's the other thing.
Good point.
You're like putting on full gear.
Like today, if I had to go out for just 1 mile and I put on pants and a jacket and a hat and
See, that's my whole thing though. When we talk about morning runners versus evening runners, like I'm in the morning, I get up, throw on my running gear, get it done, shower, got clothes on. If I wasn't running in the morning, if I was running, I would have to shower, get dressed, take off those clothes, put on running clothes, run, shower.
I don't
Wait,
think those
why did you
evening
have to
people shower
shower?
in the morning.
Why do you have to? Yeah.
Because I don't go to work dirty.
But if you showered in the nighttime, then you're probably not dirty.
For me, it's part of waking up. Like
I feel you.
It's part of the morning routine. Like you don't have to have coffee.
Just don't shower either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. What did you wear? The Tracksmith stuff, NDO stuff, or what'd you wear?
I wore. No, I have a A6 jacket that's like really warm
Okay.
that I've had for a
That
couple of
insulated
years.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
It's really good.
A couple people are getting a nice insulated one because
For the winter grit stuff.
yeah, because we got shorted on some
Little
stuff, so it's gonna be
Inventory. Yeah, you're gonna get hooked up though.
And then I
Yeah.
feel like just normal tights, like even when it's like today where it's like the real feel is 8, and I did have slightly warmer tights on, but I feel like normal tights are fine for any degrees, whereas you guys I know feel weird about your situation down there getting too cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if there's a wind blowing, you
Yeah.
gotta have a little protective wall. But here's the thing: like I feel like for most days, I know I like wearing tights in the winter because I don't want to get like it's like a coziness feeling. You could probably get away with shorts. Like my legs don't get that cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that there's one thing that it doesn't matter that much. It's your legs.
I have to say though, I kind of like. It's weird because when I first started wearing tights, they were an embarrassment. Now I kind of like the way tights look
You went out to walk
For
the
myself.
dog the other day.
Yeah, I went out in a puffy jacket with tights on and my what are those shoes? The Deckers the Deckers.
I was like, I can't walk near you.
the
Like,
Deckers fuzzy boot.
You literally look
tights
like Dumb and Dumber, like
It was so good.
in Aspen.
It was so good.
that's exactly what it was.
Oh my gosh,
I was like
dude.
embarrassed. I was like, I can't. How am I supposed to walk down the street with you?
It was dark out still,
I
but
mean,
it was pretty good. I had my puffy jacket on, tights, and the Deckers furry boots.
It's like you're ready to star in a Romeo and Juliet, but like the, I don't know, super modern
You know, yeah, it was Robin Hood.
version of it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Plus, it scares people. Like, you know,
Oh, it definitely scares people.
We're in the city. Some dude's rolling up at you in the dark, sees you got tights on. He's like, next.
Yeah. It's like, are you a superhero or are you?
Did you lose something?
Yeah. But yeah, I think I wore the Tracksmith NDO stuff, and you know, it's expensive as shit.
I was gonna say rich.
But it does. I will say
I know.
that
Guy finding garbage and collecting coins in his Tracksmith, it should be a sin. Should be a sin. Like if someone sees that,
I found a quarter walking into Target the other night, like right in the main entranceway inside the sliding doors, and I'm like, I can't not.
did you look around like?
I just picked it up and didn't worry about the eyes looking at me.
No, I'm saying that like in case it belonged to someone.
The quarter? No. But it so makes you so mad because the last 2 times I've been to Target, I found $1 in front of the store and a quarter inside. I found more money just walking into Target than I have on most of my runs.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though. Like that's where you exchange
A
money.
highly trafficked
Most,
Yeah.
yeah, they're probably walking away from the cash register.
I should just stand there all day long and just see what happens.
Probably make a mint.
Yeah, you know what you should do? You should stand there with a little red bucket and a bell and a Santa Claus outfit. And I'll bet you'll make a lot of money.
I bet you could do that for a long time before anyone stopped you.
Somebody be like, it's August, bro.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't see any of them this year.
I think because nobody wants that.
There was also some sort of like, I don't know if it was a
Situation?
controversy or it was like
Yeah.
some sort of cancel thing with that. I forget. It
I don't
was
know about
at
that.
the height of everything. Anyways, but yeah, that stuff, I will say the NDO stuff blocks the wind. Like,
Oh, that stuff's
it is
great.
not getting in.
Yeah.
It's got a nice thick layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really. I don't care what you think about the brand or whatever how it goes. They know cold weather running just about as good as
Oh,
anybody.
easily.
Like I don't think anybody else has nailed it quite as good. I have been liking. I know in the past I've given this brand a little bit of, shade, but I've been liking my Jawzrsize stuff they sent me that's in all black.
Oh no, they definitely upped their game.
Like I have a merino hoodie from them,
Yeah.
pretty solid. The tights, I like the tights.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they're called trail tights because they
Because they
work
got a bunch
fine.
of pockets.
I think that's,
They work fine on the road.
yeah. I mean, it's like a road to trail shoe. It's
But it's not
basically a
even.
road shoe.
It's just a black tight. It's got the same amount of pockets as like a rabbit tight. That's a road tight.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know.
Also, I kind of the trend of getting rid of the zipper on the bottom part of the leg.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that they're getting rid of.
Oh,
the zipper.
really?
Yeah.
Ah, I don't know.
You like
Something
the
about
zipper?
that? Yeah.
That thing always chafed me. The zipper would always.
I always
would
feel
hurt.
it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're doing the hipster thing now, where you pull the white sock over your tights,
Yeah.
you want to have as smooth a transition as possible.
I think you have to be under the age of 25 to pull that off.
I know I look ridiculous doing
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Meg
know.
quickly points it out. I'm like, look at me. I'm from New York City.
Wear it paired with your Jenko jeans.
Yeah. Look at these. You know her. It's getting on the Ritz.
Let him cook.
No cap.
Yeah. You left no crumbs, Thomas. All right. So yeah, I had COVID last week. I didn't even talk about that. I forgot about that.
Let's talk about it.
Dude, you have COVID every week.
I like saying it. No, I officially had it last week.
Okay.
Before I thought I might have had it. I definitely had it last week.
Robbie wants everyone to know it was not just a cold that kept him from running.
That's why I want to
COVID.
have to say it.
Is that okay? Well, okay.
Well, because I was on my grit. I was on track for, like, I was finally 1 week in. Usually I lose track within the first 2 days of grit. I was 1 week in above my goal for grit miles. And then it was just, yeah.
I mean, you went out hot. That 50K was
And I was going to
strong
take,
way to go.
right. And I was going to take a couple days off after that anyways. But I think, remember that night, remember I said that night of the 50K,
I got hot sweats.
I got night sweats.
Yeah.
Do you get night sweats ever?
I have. Usually when I've had too much to drink and my Uhlers
No,
not working.
like real night sweats, like not like the hot
Yeah,
drunk
when you have a
sweats.
fever or something. Yeah.
Dude, that's the worst because then you got to change everything.
I think it's the greatest because it's like breaking a fever. Like to me, if I have that all over, like, whoosh, that's
Yeah,
like
but it's not
fever
that.
broken.
It doesn't always mean it's done.
I didn't even have a fever. That's the crazy thing. It's just,
You had the COVID.
it's just doing that. So that was annoying. But I'd like to blame my extreme fatigue during the 50K on that, since I probably did have it in the beginning. Or was the
I'll
beginning of
I'll
it.
give you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll give it to you.
The thing that's I think the toughest thing is, so you did the 50K, you weren't feeling your best, but it was probably the best week of weather that we've had.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
For January, it was like 40s.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't that bad. There was one day where it was a little bit windy, but for the most part, that was a week to get in some miles.
Yep. And then this week is
Now you're back and it's apocalyptic. Second check-in. Yep. Getting the mileage up is a fun way to start off this year. I know it's been tough, a lot of cold weather, a lot of stuff that would keep you indoors or, you know, even not running at all, like not even lacing up. There's excuses out there so that you don't have to do it. But what I'm hoping is that you figured out a way to push through, whether that's on the treadmill or forcing yourself to go outside or do whatever you got to do to keep the streak going and get your mileage in and stick with it.
And now I'm doing I'm doing the half 50K in 9.5 weeks or something. And I'm working with a coach from TrainingPeaks because they pitched it to, like, you know, work with their program and see how it is. So that seems to be going well so far. I never used a training program like that, but it's pretty cool because they
What do you mean by going well?
I was surprised how seamless it was.
Like connects to your watch or?
Yeah, like they give you the workouts and then it just goes straight to your watch or whatever.
That's cool.
And then you can just plug it, and then when you're finished, it automatically uploads it to the platform. So, and then you just type in your notes, done. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
But
The easier you can make it to do stuff like that.
yeah, because I don't want to deal with any, like, all the other stuff is just. And dude, you should see how many metrics they have on there. I'm like, are you sure I got the English version of this app? Because I don't know what any of these things mean.
Like what?
I don't know. There's a lot of metric system stuff, like kilowatt hours or something. I don't
Someone
even
told
know.
us not to make fun of the metric system because we're, cavemen over here. With our
When did we make fun of it? We're just trying to understand it.
I know.
It's hard for us.
It's not a good look.
But yeah, sometimes when I open those things, I can't tell if I'm
It's
charging
probably
it.
Canadian.
Like, I can't tell if I'm charging a Tesla from, like, training. Like, what am I looking at right here? It's like power
Is it
per
power
minute.
watts?
Oh, I love that.
Power per half minute per joule or something.
I thought that was
Yeah.
for cyclists.
No, you can get it for, as a matter of fact, if you use the foot pod on Koros,
No, there's that one, but then there's like, I'll show you. It's wild.
What do you do with all of this information?
Ignore it.
Okay.
Like, let me bring up a weird one. Oh, that's powered by zones, I guess, whatever that means.
So you have an actual coach, or you have like a program that's like just plugged in?
Look at this, an actual coach. Intensity factor, variability index, aerobic decoupling, whatever that means, efficiency factor, normalized power. I don't want to be normal. So watts per kilogram.
But wait, like say that you're going to meet somebody you want to impress. You want that normalizing power.
That's true. And then VAM, which sounds
They've
like
got little icons there for you to click on.
Sounds like an art
to
festival.
read what that
You mean
is.
that little eye that's like information?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. VAM is your average rate of elevation gain in meters per hour. You think I'm going to use that metric?
That is very unnecessary.
VAM is the abbreviation for the Italian term, and boy, am I going to mess this up, velocità ascensionale media.
I think that you did that
That
perfectly.
sounded beautiful,
Yes.
Robbie.
Yes.
Ascensionale media. Okay, whatever, it's dumb. So anyways, I'm just looking at,
How many miles do you have this week?
I told him to start me out slow.
That's nice.
The opposite of the caster method.
I just like that you said start. You said I told him to start it off slow.
Start off slow. He knows. He has gentle hands.
I need to be romanced.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guess who's back on caster, by the way?
Megan?
Well, no, not yet, but
I just assumed you were.
I sent him a text yesterday.
Did you tell him you're late for the call?
And I said, I told him I wasn't going to make it. And I said,
I'm lost without you.
I've got a bid for Boston and I feel like training.
Okay.
What's up?
Word.
I just liked it. Like Megan's kind of been this funk where she's like, I don't know running right now. And I knew it was going to come back. I actually didn't think it was going to pop back this fast.
It's been 6 weeks.
Yeah, but you went for a run and you're like, you know what? I'm feeling good. I want to go.
I like it. How far away is Boston?
It was 100 days a couple days ago.
Yeah, probably about 3 months.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
probably almost exactly 3 months, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to do a workout this morning, and I have to tell you, it took everything I had to do the workout. Like, not the actual physical part of doing the workout, the mental part of wanting to actually do it. Like, I was trying to come up with reasons why I couldn't do it. Like, I need a day off, or, this or that. And then I was like, I'm just going to do it.
And you did it?
Yeah.
On a treadmill?
Yeah, on treadmill, my biggest problem is pacing. Like I probably run anything from a 5:30 to a 8:45 when I'm trying to nail a 7 minutes flat pace.
Okay.
You know, it's like I go out really hot and then I'm like back and forth. I look at my watch and I'm like, what? Okay.
Right.
And I'm horrible at it. So when I'm on a treadmill, it feels like so much less effort. I actually did a faster pace than I was supposed to do, but it feels like less effort because I can just lock into the pace and kind of find the rhythm. And I'm not like spending all that energy trying to figure out if I'm running that pace. So for me, it works out, but it is something that.
Well, it's like being paced by someone. Like you can just turn your brain off.
And I know that's not what I need to be successful in an actual marathon. I mean, it's good that I can realize that I can move my legs like that and hold that pace. But I know that the variables of undulating cement and, feeling the pace and all that stuff is important. But yeah, I got it done. And you know what I've also liberated myself from is worrying about what my workout overall pace looks like. So I had standing 2 minutes in between the 800s. And I'm just like, let it roll.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
just like,
I like it.
And well, the reason I think it is good, and I'm not just thinking about myself, I'm thinking about other people. Like when you see people's times and they cut out that stuff, and you're like, oh, they ran a average of this, and then you look at the elapsed time, and it's like, whoa.
I mean, if you think about it, it's literally just to make people think you're faster. That's the only reason to do it.
Yeah.
There's There's no other reason.
Yeah. So I was just like, I got to let that go.
Yeah.
So this, for the past, I'd say 6-7 months
Mm-hmm.
from my last couple trainings, I don't care.
I like it.
You know, just let it roll. The only, I do stop at like, when I stop at like a light or something like that,
Yeah.
because I'm like, that's out of my control.
Do you write in your Strava 2-minute walk breaks?
No,
People know.
I didn't actually. I just leave
Just
it.
kidding.
I just left it as it is. Where are you for the month, Meg?
In mileage?
Yeah.
Oh,
For
I don't
grit.
know. 100 and something.
Mm. Dude, there's some people, speaking of grit, some people are
Yeah, dude.
crushing it.
I was
There's
like,
someone who's at past 300 already.
I used to be like closer to the top. I have like 126 miles, and I'm probably like close to 200.
Yeah. When I was at like the first week, I ran 66 miles. It's like pretty good.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the top 100.
Yeah.
for the for grit. I was like, are you kidding me?
I
Dude?
love that we've created some monsters.
Crazy.
Well, also Patrick Player. I was like looking at the results. I'm like, either he's not entering in his miles.
He's just not doing as many this year.
Okay, because like I was like, normally he's way at the top.
No, he's not going all out. I think he's trying to train more responsibly this year because he did say that summer grit like kind of torched him.
Yeah.
Because he was doing a marathon a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little excessive.
But this dude, Spencer Imbach, do you know who he is? He's from
He's
Rice.
from, yeah, he's local.
He has 335 miles. And there's a woman from,
Yeah, I was wondering who that was.
did you see that for the elevation?
Yeah. No, I was just thinking the top female for mileage.
Yeah, she's the top female is, where's her name?
It's a,
Yeah, I'm not going to mess up her name. It's a hard last name.
give me it.
Christina Shelderup. She's from California. She has 243 miles. But there was someone who had 28,000 feet of elevation, a female in Maryland, who was like, I mean, that's pretty decent.
Speaking of which, if you are in Maryland and
No,
you want to get elevation, John Ober is going to be doing a Gun Road repeat
repeats?
session next week.
Okay. Jana Friedrichova, she's from Hagerstown, so that's further out there, 30,000.
Do you know where that's near?
Wow.
That's near the Hat Course,
That's some hills.
Susquehanna
Oh, yeah.
State Park.
She's probably running there.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But yeah,
Dude, she's going to crush Hat if she's doing that.
yeah, that'd be cool. How's your jaw feeling these days, Thomas?
Oh God.
Dude, I've been Jawzrsize and it's getting ready to crush. Like
what are you trying to do with your what's the word I'm looking
jawline? My face muscles?
for? I was gonna say like I can't think of the word. Go ahead.
No.
Head?
I want to see Meg figure this out.
I know, I'm curious too. She's laughing pretty hard.
I can't just talk about the jazzercising.
Jawzrsize. There's
So-
no jazz involved.
There could be. It is a free form type of exercise. So,
Dude, how else are you going to work your face out?
for people who don't know, Jawzrsize is an Instagram ad that some people get. I used to get this ad, by the way, and for real,
Dude, they got me.
it all like I know the feeling because I almost was like, dude, it is. I have to know. A, is this thing for real? B, who buys this? And you can
Both.
you're covering both of those. So I actually don't. It says in the description for the company on their website, a revolutionary fitness device. That
It is.
seems a little hyperbolic, but
I don't know.
And it says you can burn face fat and chisel your jaw.
That's what I'm working on.
So can you kind of describe?
It's like a ball
what?
gag that you put in your teeth and you bite on it.
Wow, it really is like that.
Yeah. And it comes in different levels, like levels of resistance. So I'm starting on the starter pack.
I thought it was a retainer, maybe they had them at the dentist and they start a secondary side hustle off
You
the
guys,
extras.
Meg, you laugh. But when I don't need that filter to look like the guy with the big jaw.
So, so they have a, so did you choose, it says choose your device. Did you choose the pop and go one?
Is that the starter kit? I got two different resistance. Yeah.
That's the
it comes with a necklace.
That's the, no way.
I mean, how else, like if you're at the gym and you need to do it in between reps, yeah, it's easy to have it on a necklace, so it doesn't. You don't have to put it down.
Does that count as cross? Does it count as cross training?
It does. You're working out.
So you put this.
I am crying.
You put this exercise device in your mouth.
Yes.
There's no way to make this sound. And then
It's got little ridges for your teeth.
And then you go like this.
You bite on it.
Like, oh, just you do do you do reps of biting or just bite once and hold it?
So to start off, you do, and we're not getting paid for this, by the way.
Did you explain that you bought this online from an Instagram ad?
I think we brought it up.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that is one of the purchases I've made. I've tried other stuff. I was going to bring in some other stuff. I'm going, as long as we're going for it, might as well go for it.
We have to make it a segment. If we make it a segment, this gives you liberty to buy more things. And it also provides
entertainment.
All right.
No, but the fact that he bought this not as a joke is the part that I cannot get over.
I didn't buy the pants as a joke either.
This is what's so concerning.
It's so the idea is that by biting down,
you're activating muscles in your face,
and then that strengthens like
your jaw,
the jawline or the upper mustache area, or
it strengthens the jaw and your muscle tone.
How long before Thomas gets lockjaw?
Dude, actually, I will tell you something. I've had like my jaw fall out of whack, so I thought it would also help with that.
Okay. Did you? Seriously though, did you take a before picture?
No, I didn't. I mean, there's plenty of pictures.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, are you actually going to use it dedicated to see?
I am using it as a prescribed.
Okay, which is how, by the way.
So you start off, and it's like figure out how many reps it takes. So you kind of do it until you kind of feel like that's enough.
Okay.
And then you're supposed to repeat that 6 to 12 times every other day.
That's not that much.
And then you move up. So say that I can do
I got you.
30 reps. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, that's good enough. You do that 6 to 12 times.
Uh-huh.
And then you wait a day, and you do it again. And that's for the first week. And then the next week, you bump up to the bigger resistance one. And you do the same thing.
Wow.
You build up.
Okay. Yeah. Does it keep, like, is it like dumbbells where there's different weights, or does it max out at some point?
I mean, wooden balls and stuff like that will be. I'm gonna.
Dude, do you end up hanging dumbbells from a rope and then going like that and lifting them with your jaw?
It's more like doing pull-ups on a bar, but just with my teeth.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen some of these testimonial pictures, and I'm thinking, wow, that worked for that guy. Like,
right?
Do you know what camera angles are, Robbie?
I mean, it looks like he got a nose job too, so I don't know about that one.
Well,
that's plastic surgery.
That's next. They have another device for that.
I mean, oh man, that one's like.
It's not even the same dude.
Actually, I don't think it is. But anyways, I'm actually like super curious to see.
I will tell you this.
Right word.
Yeah.
I told you last year I did 30 push-ups a day for the entire year.
Yeah.
And I've kept that up.
That's good.
I haven't stopped that, which is exciting. Like we're talking about streaks. I'm going to give this a shot, see if I can prove the marketing correct or not. What do I got to lose except for the $30?
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. And we could even, dude, the photos of it are insane.
Right?
Like, I can't. It actually looks illegal in a way.
Do you think Pulp Fiction when you see it?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're kind of they might be being held hostage.
If you sent this to me and said, "Who's buying this?" I would be like, actual insane people.
Hello.
Dude, if you combine this with the ice bath and some colostrum, there's no telling what could happen.
Dude, I might start taking ketos.
Yeah.
Ketones. Ketos.
Ketones.
Yeah.
Ketos is like a
Taquitos.
really shitty version of Cheetos.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to try more stuff.
I can't.
But yeah, I think we should. And I thought ketones was like, I thought that was kind of old school. Like I thought that fad had passed. Is that picking up again?
Yeah.
Well, there was the keto diet, which is probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Now there's ketones that they're selling in a bottle.
So you can drink the ketones.
It sounds like a bad cover band that just plays synth covers, the Ketones.
Yeah.
Or like movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like they do it and they do it on keyboard.
Yeah.
Ketones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same deal.
Yeah.
Would you say it comes in what?
A bottle.
Oh, you just put it in your drink or something?
No.
No, like
It's like,
that's
you know, your 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
they have like a single serving ketone for you.
So
Probably expensive.
we were at
It's
BJ's.
$5 a bottle for one serving.
That's more than collagen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to make your jaw look any better.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Jawzrsize for what, $30? Buy one, get one free.
And that's for life.
If you click on this link now, if it's BOGO.
You don't even need to do that with Thomas. He's just like, I'm in.
Yeah. No discount needed.
Full price.
But we were at BJ's and they had boxes of like several different flavors of 5-hour energies.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know how we get stuff for the office so that people here have stuff. I was like, Meg, can we get a box of 5-hour energies?
And was that a yes? I'm assuming it was a no because I haven't seen them anywhere.
Right.
I don't remember
That's
agreeing or not
shameful.
agreeing to
I
the
want.
5-hour
You were like,
energies.
no. Like it was like I was like,
does sound
hey,
like me.
should we get these 5-hour? No. I'm
That's fair. I don't take them that often. So.
but if
But
they
you
were
would if they were
here
readily
in the
available.
office,
I don't like to do caffeine like after 1 o'clock.
so right at 12:30.
Unless I'm doing, unless I'm like trying to stay up till 4 a.m.
How about this? Say that you were going to do the Thursday night run, and there was a box of 5-hour energies here at the office.
If I was feeling tired, I would take one. I've
Wait.
taken one before the Wednesday night runs before.
Where were we where you guys all did them and it was like 5 p.m. and you're like, oh, this was a mistake?
That was a huge mistake. In Boston before the Falmouth Road race.
Oh, yeah.
I felt
dumb.
fine, I think.
I couldn't go to sleep for anything that night because we had to go to bed at like 10 o'clock because the bus was at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a horrible idea.
Are you sure that was then?
Yeah, because that's
that's
where they
right.
had that seafood buffet tower that I told a table that they
That's
could
right.
yeah.
next
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
could
yeah.
get at.
Yeah.
I couldn't like it still bothered me that all that seafood was I couldn't eat it all. It was just like a bountiful cornucopia of seafood. And
So
who knows what was going to happen to it?
Where do you fall on, you know how there's a vegan, there's omnivore, everything. There's people who only eat pescatarians, fish
Yeah.
and stuff like that. If you had to do a diet
Oh,
and change from like omnivore, which you currently are.
what's the one where you just don't eat octopus?
I don't think that's a thing.
Okay. That's probably the one.
Octavitarian?
After you sent me, especially after you sent me that other octopus camouflage video, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Dude, just
These guys
watch
are
My
rad.
Octopus Teacher.
I had to watch that. Yeah.
I almost cried.
Oh, I would probably cry.
You definitely cried.
I'll
Not
cry.
I
almost.
might have cried.
No shame in crying over an octopus.
Yeah.
And then was the James Bond movie like Octopussy? Was that is that a play on words?
Yeah, they did a lot of like a double entendre.
I always thought
names.
I always thought how was this even allowed to be
Like,
a name?
one
a
of
movie?
the girls on the movie was Pussy Galore.
Oh, and that's where the Austin Powers got
Yeah.
the whole thing. Okay, yeah. I always thought that was a little over the top for whenever it came out, like the '60s or whatever, '70s.
It would be, but like these movies were, I think. I mean, if you look at the James Bond, it was a total male fantasy
Oh yeah,
thing. You're a spy. You've got every gadget in the world. You can kill anybody you want, and you get to sleep with like multiple women in the thing. Like it was literally someone like was like,
yeah,
what would be the ideal life for a man?
yeah. I mean, kind of it probably still is.
Not anymore.
You don't think so?
No, now
I bet the
now
general
you have to learn, and
that's gonna come back though.
Yeah, learning.
There's going to be spy is going to be the #1 job in 2030 for graduating seniors.
I mean, think about it. I mean, we can't all be YouTube influencers.
Yeah, true.
All right. This is your last check-in. We're getting close to the final push of grit, like we've been talking about, with ASICs and Junk headbands and Featherston Nutrition and Fort workouts and all the other sponsors, including Running Warehouse, all taking good care of us. People are winning stuff. It's a lot of fun. But let's close out strong. Next time I talk to you, we're going to be in the last week of grit, and it's going to be the final time to get those numbers. You don't want to have to be making up big numbers. You just want to keep consistent, make sure you're getting those miles and stacking them up in a responsible way and staying healthy and getting ready for those spring races. So let's make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Talk to you later.
But yeah, I guess we should talk about a shoe. I feel like there was one other.
Is there
what were you
anything
bringing
else?
up? The octopus teacher. Oh, I was gonna.
I was
The
saying,
only other thing you wanted to tell people about was the drink you made with Element this weekend.
Oh,
Okay.
dude. Don't waste your money on seltzers anymore.
No.
No. I took the grapefruit Element.
Which is the best one? Oh wait, no, I like the raspberry one, but the grapefruit's great too. Yeah.
Okay. In this case, I think you're going to want grapefruit.
Okay. Yeah.
Grapefruit Element, pint glass. Not the whole thing, just, a fair amount to your taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Club soda,
Okay.
ice, vodka.
Okay.
It was the best seltzer I've ever had.
That sounds
Like alcohol
pretty
seltzer.
nice.
It was good. I tasted it. It was quite nice.
And she's picky.
yeah.
It hydrated. It refreshed me.
Yeah.
And I got the buzz from the alcohol.
Boom. That's a nice treat. There you go, folks.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll put that on their website now.
I'm telling you, it's really tasty.
Yeah, it sounds.
I think you could also do it with the
delightful.
lime one. I don't know that I'd want raspberry.
Yeah.
You could do lime and tequila and make it more of like a.
Oh yeah,
Of ranch water.
Yeah.
that's actually a very good idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could become like a bartender
An
and all I do is element.
bartender.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if they're making peppermint mocha,
Yeah.
like whatever, out of their hot versions, you can do that.
Dude,
for
Bailey's
sure.
and cream in their hot one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Not saying that you need alcohol in everything, but
but it doesn't hurt. So,
speaking of your streak,
yeah.
just ended it.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Okay, anyways, I guess we can talk about a shoe because people are probably like,
Yeah, let's
is
do
this
it.
even a running shoe podcast?
Not really
thing?
at all
Yeah.
anymore.
I feel like we already talked about this one, but Robbie, it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, we didn't actually. I know what you're saying. I thought we talked about it too, but
I
I'm
thought we held it in a photo and everything.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't talked about any Adidas shoes in honestly quite some time on the podcast.
Okay.
So this is the Takumi Sen 10
You forgot some names.
Adidas Adi Zero Takumi Sen 10.
Adios.
Is there an Adios in there?
It's got to be, right? Adios.
They like a lot of names.
They do. Check it out. Takumi Sen.
Anyway, everyone knows we're talking about the Adidas Takumi Sen 10.
No,
Right?
there is no Adios in it.
Adios, adios.
It's just the Adi Zero.
Good one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, this is like their 5K, 10K shoe, and it's been one of my favorite shoes. Versions 8 and 9, pretty much just hands down favorite shoes. Super lightweight, feels like a just fast racer shoe, bounce, cushion, like the perfect balance of all those things. And so I was like super excited about this one, the 10, because it's they changed up the rod system, so it's the same as the Adios Pro 3, which we love. We really like that shoe a lot. Nice, like responsive race day shoe, again with a nice amount of cushion. But then this has like that cohesive pretzel rod configuration where the other one was just those separate
Like an octopus.
fingers. Yeah, it kind of is. And then this apparently has glass fiber rod. This is the part that's super confusing to me because the past two versions were apparently carbon infused, but look like pink plastic rods.
They look like straws.
Yeah, and then this is now glass fiber infused, which is supposed to be more flexible. I feel like it's the complete opposite.
Yes.
But I've confirmed this multiple times.
Like you felt like you're taking crazy pills.
Yeah. And anyways, so apparently this is fiberglass, I guess. Now, and everything else is the same, like the stack height, I think the last. Now the upper is a little bit more open and breathable in this, which I did like. The lacing is difficult as always with Adidas racing shoes.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Is it the texture of the actual lace itself, or do they make the holes too tiny? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
And then just so many holes.
yeah, and so many. It's just it's almost like each part of the lacing system is completely independent of the other part.
But once you get it dialed in,
Yeah. Once after 20 attempts. Now I do like they added like a little bit of a pillow on the tongue, which is nice because it does relieve that lace pressure, which I've remember in the Adios Pro I had
to call it lace bite.
Or lace bite. Remember in the Adios Pro the morning of the Boston Marathon, I had to open it up and like skip a hole because I had pressure on the top of my foot. But anyways, so I ran in the shoe several times and I kept like looking for something more. It just, I felt that this didn't have the magic of the 8 and the 9. Like
I know what you're saying.
It's good. Like it's as good as say the Hoka Cielo Road or any of those.
Yeah, Streak Fly.
Yeah, Nike Streak Fly. But I felt like what separated Takumi Sen from those other shoes, it's now like not there. And I don't know what that is.
I feel like what that is it had a little more play in the midsole. So like it had a little more squish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I felt like it laterally and like this way, but it had more flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it felt more open. So you got that fast feel from the foam. You got that bounce off the foam. Had a nice feel to it.
Yeah.
But it also, like, if you landed this way, you didn't feel like you were being, like, doing it wrong.
Right.
Like, in this one, I feel like it's very controlled. And even so, we didn't talk about this. This outer edge kind of pops up a little bit. I felt like that's to also drive you off your big toe. It was more, I felt it more when I started running in it and less as I ran in it more. But I do believe like there is some guidance a little bit on the outsole to push you inwards.
Yeah, it kind of pushes you to the medial side. And I thought it was crazy thinking I didn't think you were crazy, but I was like, am I just imagining this? But I think other reviewers have said the same thing. And so, I mean, it's still a really nice tempo shoe, as good as you can get as far as some of the competition. But I just felt like what I loved, that extra little magic thing wasn't there.
I feel like the stiffening of it, before I felt like the Takumi Sen, you shouldn't run in it every day as like a daily train, but you could. I felt like with the stiffening of this, it made it a little more harsh.
Yeah.
For like every day.
And
like getting the miles.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily supposed to be that. And they did make it a point to say it was developed like in concert with their like East African athletes. I'm like, well, that could also be why. They're real athletes and I'm not. So.
I did feel like with the weight of it and the feel of it, it's a good training partner. If you did have the Evo one, I feel like it has a similar feel, like from heel to toe.
Okay.
That I could be wrong though. I've only done the 2 runs in the Evo one so far, which I think I'm going to save that for the big dance.
Okay,
we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a cool shoe. I still like it a lot. It's just if I had the choice to, it's like say I found the Takumi Sen 9 on sale. Like if I was trying to buy the shoe, I would just go with like last year's versions. Every bit as good.
How much is this shoe?
It's $180.
How much is it on sale now? I think you can get that.
You can definitely get it for
like $70.
I don't think that much, but right now on Roadrunner Sports, it's $140.
I mean, that's substantial.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you can get it in like very limited sizes for $90 on Adidas.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's that. And anything else that we got to talk about?
I think we covered it all.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that is it.
All right. Keep those miles coming.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Hi, Ma.